Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, the fourth day of June. How are you and you, but especially you, doing tonight? Tell me about it. I'm early tonight. I am way more. I guess that's still ish. I'm not 8, but I am here early tonight, and we'll talk about that. I am here super early for any of you that join in live tonight. I am excited to be here with you. I'm just trying to get all my screens on here. I am. Give me one more second here to get my other screen. Going here. Oops, hang on one second before my other screen goes on. Make sure my sound is off. Boom, 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 boom. All right, I've got my screens going. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Great to have you here live tonight or late this afternoon. So happy you could join me. I am sorry for being so early today, but I forgot we are headed to a show tonight. We are headed to a show tonight, and that's sort of forming my topic tonight. So I thought I would hop on here early before we head to the theater and check in with you all. So let's get started with our unique daily quotes. Our unique daily quotes is how we start the show every night. Our quote tonight is our starting quote is: the difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. Isn't that the truth? Another take on that saying that I use is today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't. So we are going to see tonight. We are going to see the Broadway show off Broadway, obviously, because we are not near. We are not going to Broadway tonight, but the stage production of Back to the Future. Yes, Back to the Future. Hey, Ann, how are you tonight? Um, and so I thought that, so we're excited about that. I've heard it's a really great show. And we're going to see that in Hartford, which is nicely situated, like equidistance. It's the insurance capital of the world, but it's like sort of between New York and Boston, right there in the middle between New York and Boston, sort of the halfway point. But as I was thinking about the show we're going to see, Back to the Future, where Marty goes back to, everybody remembers Marty getting in the car and going back in time. Okay. Is your past shapes your future. Your past, your store's past shapes your store's future. Uh, it really does. So knowing your past, knowing what works, knowing what consigners bring you the best stuff, knowing what times of the year are your best sales time, knowing your past inventory volume. Inventory volume is so important. I spend so much time talking about it with stores. But inventory volume, I know we all feel like we have so much stuff, but inventory volume, looking at how much inventory you processed the previous month and what you need to process this month, so it allows you to look at your past and then look to your future. Look at your past to look to your future. Uh, you know, the nice thing is your future hasn't been written yet. Your future, you get out your pen and write your future. Your future has not been written yet. It hasn't. So we go back to the past to work on writing our future. You know, it is so important with that, is to learn from our past and write our future, write our story. You control the pen, because the other side of it is, throughout the movie, and I'm using movie tie-ins, movie puns, whatever you want to call it, throughout the movie, there's a real risk that Marty gets stuck in 1955. Okay, that instead of my mind is drawing a blank, 1988, whatever this was, he could be stuck in 1955. Okay, and stuck in the past. Okay, so, and that's a real danger for your store too. If you are not evolving your store, if you are not changing up your store and working your store forward, you run the risk of being stuck in the past. Okay, and we've talked about this a bunch lately because I've challenged you with my penny challenge. Okay, to look for ways or things that should have been left, in the sake of Marty in 1955. Okay, and so you know that is a real thing. That is a real thing. So if you can keep it forward, if you can keep thinking forward, if you can keep evolving, okay, that is huge. But that also works with my next challenge for you. My next challenge for you is, okay, if you had a time machine, whether it was built in a DeLorean or a Ford, okay, okay, if you had a time machine, okay, what would you go back and fix in your store? What would you change up? What would you do differently? Uh, and change up in your store. Okay, it is. Think about that for a second. If you had a time machine and you could go back in time, you could go back in time, what would you change? Okay, and so if you can, that's a great question, right? As you look at your store today, and if you had a time machine, you wouldn't do this, or you would go back, oh, I would put the counter over here. I wouldn't have it where it is. And my challenge is if you can come up with something in the time machine that you would go back and do differently, maybe it's change your consignment agreement. Maybe it's change how you process items. Maybe it is the layout of your store. Then I challenge you to come up with a plan to make that successful now. Okay, you can do it. You can do it. I have faith in you. Uh, you know, and my last, and this is pre-show, so this is what I've got going in my head before I even go to the show tonight. Okay, before I even go to the show, and they're having a music party out in front of the theater beforehand, and so we're trying to get there for that. So this is all before that. So the other thing, the other takeaway from the movie is the DeLorean only works as a time machine, okay, because of the flux capacitor, because of the technology. But there's one key point, right? Because he needs this to get back to the present. Okay, it only works when he hits 88 miles an hour. It only works when he hits 88 miles an hour. So, what in your business, okay, what in your store, what in your world needs a little acceleration right now? I put a little acceleration by coming on early. Okay, I'm the king of being late. Okay, but I put on a little acceleration today rather than skipping today. I came on early. Okay, for my Sunday and Wednesday. So, what needs some acceleration in your business? What do you need to give a little gas to? What do you need to, light on fire and make happen? Maybe it's you that needs a little gas. Maybe you need a little acceleration. Maybe you need to pick up the pace, okay? And pick up the pace and pick up the speed, okay? Maybe it is that needs to happen in your business, in your store, okay? I challenge you to think outside the box. I challenge you to use the time machine, okay? To not get stuck in the present, okay? To put some acceleration on your business, on something that you want to accomplish, okay? You can do it. You are more than capable of it, okay? Your business is more than capable. Quite honestly, you and your business is waiting for you to step on the gas. Vroom, vroom, okay? It is waiting for you. I've got faith that you can do it. You know what else I have faith in? This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, ring the bell, ring it so you know when another one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody run a better business. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8th and Ish, Sunday and Wednesday at More 8th and Ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil, at nextlevelresale.com, Neil at nextlevelresale.com. We start the program every day with our unique daily quotes. Our opening quote tonight was, "The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will." Our closing quote tonight is, "Don't watch the clock, do what it does, keep going." Oh, is that not a good quote? Don't watch the clock, do what it does, keep going. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a Back to the Future party. We will party again. We will party in person. I might be late Sunday because we are going to the Belmont Stakes this weekend, and so I might be late on Sunday. Just keep that in mind. But until Sunday at More 8th and Ish, know that you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you Sunday.